Hey everyone, it's Russ here from the Healing Center. I was just reading something by Joe Vitale, and if you haven't checked out his stuff, I encourage you to. He's got a gazillion books and a lot of free stuff, like free information, video clips, and things like that. If you go to his website, Mr. Fire, and so it's mrfire.com, you'll be able to kind of link through. When I first seen him actually was when I watched a movie called The Secret. Many of you will have heard that. That was, geez, I saw it back in, I guess, the fall of 2006. And he was on there, and one of the things he talked about that initially kind of made me go, was, he said, you are 100% responsible for your experience. And I actually, what kind of tweaked this video was I'm just reading it's actually a Q&A that he had, and he talks about that. And I know when I looked at that, that kind of stuck in my head. I couldn't fit that in my brain because, so, everything's my fault, kind of thing. And it's like, so I'm responsible for, sort of all the ills, if you will, that are in my world. Hey, what about the perpetrators? What about the villains in my world? Created this stuff, and then the whole thing about, okay, so what about the person that's lived really, really clean life, and then they get cancer, or the baby that has some issues from birth, and things like that, and that's was really where the conflict was. And as I sort of just allowed my mind to percolate on that, I really came to a new understanding of it. And for me, here's the way I frame that, and it makes a lot of sense, and it fits for me, so I thought I would share it with you. So, for me, I am 100% responsible for what I have control of, if you will, in my experience. And so our experience is divided into two basic categories, right? Our physical world and our non-physical world, or we'll say the world of our thoughts. So, in my physical world, there are certain things that I can control, and there's a whole lot more that are, outside of my control. But I'm 100% responsible for whatever I'm aware I have control of in my physical world. Now let's go to the aspect of our thoughts. And I think this is really where it kind of clicked for me, is I control my thoughts. Right now you may think it's different, and sometimes it may not feel that way, but it really is true. We do, and maybe we're not really skilled at it, but we control our thoughts. And so for me, that whole 100% responsibility thing is I'm 100% responsible for what I think about what I'm experiencing in my physical world. And for me, that was the proverbial aha moment. So the person that has, and I'm just kind of picking on some of the, if you will, the poster childs for this, but the cancer, right? So the person that's lived really clean, really healthy, and all that kind of stuff, and then they have cancer. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, okay, I'm 100% responsible. Well, what can I do in the physical world? Well, probably not a lot at this moment, but there's a lot of things I can think about. And for me, I can choose what I'm going to think about while I am observing that person in front of me. Or if I look at challenges that I have in my physical world, we all have challenges, right? So, there may be things I don't have a lot of control over that has created a challenge. However, I have the opportunity and the ability to choose how I want to think about the challenges I see in my physical world. And for me, that's where the real power is. And for me, the real completeness is being 100% responsible for our experience. I'm 100% responsible for what I think about. And that, for me, is the key. And you can look at any event, and one or two things happen. You look at this external event, and often without any effort, we just start to tell a story about it. In most cases, it's pure speculation, right? We just use this little piece of physical information and we tell the story about it in our thoughts, right? Or I can choose the story I want to tell. If I don't like the story that is automatically being told, then I can choose to tell a new one. And for me, that's where the responsibility kicks in. Right? That's where I can choose. Right? I can choose the story I want to tell about that which I'm experiencing. And any of you that have attended any of our workshops know that, boy, that's where the power is. And so my suggestion is today, as you walk around doing your thing, just be aware of the story that you're telling about those things that you observe in your external surroundings. And if you like the story, perfect. But if you don't like the story, choose to create, if you will, a different one. And for me, that's where we are 100% responsible. That's where the power is. Excellent. Hey, I'm sitting out here in the park, just recording this on my phone. It's a great day reading a Joe Vitale book. I'll let you go. As I said, it's Russ Littau, founder of the Healing Center in Convergence Reiki. Our website is www.healingcenter.ca, and that center spelled CENTER.ca. Excellent. Talk to you later.